Take a 363-gram slab of glass and aluminum, shove it into a stretchy shorts pocket, and then ask it to run full-scale PC games through a virtual machine. You usually end up holding a fire hazard. But the device doing exactly that isn't melting down. The math running those digital worlds is handled by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip. We have successfully taken the computational horsepower that used to require a massive gaming laptop and printed it onto silicon wafers smaller than a postage stamp. That means raw processing power is no longer the main barrier to high-end mobile gaming. We solved the math problem. The issue holding us back is physics. Computing relies on a strict thermodynamic rule. Pushing a processor to render complex lighting and high-resolution textures requires massive amounts of electrical power, and that power instantly generates massive amounts of heat. In standard mobile devices, all that thermal energy gets trapped inside a tightly packed, sealed chassis with nowhere to go. On this temperature performance chart, watch what happens. As heat hits this red threshold, a fail-safe triggers. The chip limits power to prevent melting, called thermal throttling. This power reduction fractures the performance line. For players, this means plummeted frame rates, severe lag, and unplayable games. You can put the fastest chip in the world inside a tablet, but if that device has no way to expel the heat it generates, those peak speeds are completely useless for long gaming sessions. To solve this, REDMAGIC engineered the Astra 2 to operate less like a standard tablet and more like a miniaturized thermodynamic solution. They built the casing with a transparent back, so you can actually watch these tiny bubbles of liquid coolant moving rapidly through an active microchamber. You can even hear a faint mechanical pump whirring inside the frame, physically driving this liquid cooling cycle through the system. This cross-section schematic shows how that active loop works inside the device. Heat radiates upward from the Snapdragon chip, and instead of pooling in the chassis, it gets swept away by a continuous, flowing channel of blue liquid. By giving the thermal energy a physical exit route, the hardware bottleneck that forces most mobile devices to throttle is shifted significantly higher. Managing the physical heat gives the software permission to remove the safety limiters on the processor entirely. Inside the dedicated game lobby interface, you can manually toggle the processor up to a maximum effort rise mode. This graph charts that top-tier mode over time. Because the cooling system keeps the chip comfortable, it can pin itself to a high, completely flat trajectory indefinitely without dropping a single frame. To support this continuous power draw, they placed two separate USB ports on the device, allowing you to route maximum power from a wall outlet without a cable getting in the way of your hands. Precise synergy between thermal hardware pumping heat away and performance software driving the chip sustains this massive graphical output over hours of continuous play. Historically, gamers had a choice: tolerate the stuttering and dropped frames of a hot smartphone, or you hauled around a massive fan-blaring gaming laptop in a separate bag. By shrinking active cooling into a 9-inch lightweight frame, a new middle ground opens up. It provides more screen real estate without the physical fatigue of holding a heavy laptop. Because this hardware can sustain higher power for longer, it can handle the overhead of virtual machines, making it possible to play actual PC titles on a device this size with playable frame rates. This shift happens when thermal management is prioritized, allowing handhelds to maintain performance levels that were previously out of reach for a mobile form factor. The broader tech industry is reaching a point where designing smaller, denser chips is only useful if they can be kept from overheating. The next phase of portable computing relies on developing smarter, miniaturized cooling systems to unlock the performance we already have on paper. The mechanical power required to render massive digital worlds is now quite literally small enough to slide right into your pocket.